Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1999 Lamborghini Diablo GTR. Now this has 1,515 horsepower, 1,101 pounds-feet of torque from its 7-litre twin turbocharged V12 engine, and the vehicle itself now weighs 2,227 pounds. Now has all-wheel drive and it can do 0 to 60 in 2.149 seconds and go into 100 mile an hour in 4.563 seconds. So yeah, I was going to do a review of this car, but I really wanted to see what it could do on this series first, and I could have taken the rear wing off of this vehicle, but since other vehicles have been able to do a great deal of speed and also have to deal with massive rear wings, it would seem quite unfair to give this car that advantage of taking the wing off, so I've left it on. But yeah, that wing will nonetheless help in terms of handling when we're going up to a high rate of speed. And yeah, this is part of the current festival playlist, which finishes next week. You only have to get 50%, so get out there and try and get the car, because it is a cracking car in its own right. So yeah, nonetheless, let's see what we can do. Just changing the view of the vehicle there. But yeah, as you can see, relentlessly quick in terms of acceleration there, up to 200 mile an hour and plus in no time at all. There's 240. And the only problem with this car outside of the rear wing is the fact that the suspension could not be changed. So even though it was a track ready car, the suspension is still 20 years old. But there's 269. Not sure whether we're not going to get any more out of this. Yeah, you can see the suspension wobbling around a fair old bit at these kind of speeds, but the suspension really was not meant to be going more than 260 mile an hour, so that's kind of predictable really. Plus obviously that rear wing is generating a huge amount of downforce, which means obviously extra weight, which again the suspension was not meant to deal with, even though obviously it is lighter than the standard car, but yeah, it's wobbling all over the place at a high rate of speed. Nonetheless, let's get on the other side of the motorway and see if we can do any better. Ooh, I did not see that Ford there. I was concentrating on the speedometer. Yeah, we're actually one of the few cars to have a consistent rate of speed on both sides of the motorway there, because we briefly hit 269 mile an hour again. So it does at least have consistency on its side, and it is really rather good in terms of handling, as long as you keep the suspension in check, because yeah, it really does not like being at these kind of speeds with all the downforce that is being generated. If you keep that wobbling suspension in check, then you do have a really phenomenal handling vehicle. And yeah, if not after power and a high rate of top speed, you would have a phenomenal handling vehicle nonetheless. But yeah, 269 mile an hour there is all we're gonna get. So it's not the fastest Lamborghini that we've had. It's behind the two Aventadors that were at more than 270 mile an hour, but it does at least match a 2010 Murcielago, as well as a Lotus 11 and a Celine S7. Also matches a Pagani Zonda Cinque Roadster and a Porsche 911 GT3 RS, which is actually 20 years newer than this, so that's a surprise. And it also slightly beats the Ferrari 512S. But yeah, way behind the two other Lamborghinis, and as well as the Koenigsegg's and the likes of Honda NXR GT. So yeah, still pretty damn good. It's got handling in spades, but like I said, at these kind of speeds, its handling is suffering a little bit. But if you're not interested in having a 1500 horsepower Lamborghini in this form and having a high rate of speed, then yeah, this car at about 220, 230 mile an hour will still be a really, really good handling vehicle without that suspension wobble that you have to deal with when you go more than that. So yeah, cracking vehicle, it's alright, got a huge amount of acceleration. Really, really do like how quick this car accelerates, especially getting up to around 200 mile an hour. And yeah, I do like the car in stock form, and like I said, it will get a review of its own at some point. I just was really curious to see what this could do, and even though it's not matched other track orientated cars from the likes of Ferrari in the previous episodes, it's still done really rather well. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.